Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Thatcher and Darren Doctorman, the Weirded Beardos.
All right, here we are again. We're in nighttime mode.
Yes, can you hear the silence of the lamps? Except the neon ones, they hum.
Do not try to adjust your television sets.
Exactly. We control the heart of... For the next hour, sit quietly, and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there's nothing wrong with your computer. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to...
The Weirded Beardos.
Yes, we were just talking before we went live to... or started recording about the old Outer Limits series, which I still have not seen an anthology series on television. Well, I guess that's where you'd see them. That even comes close to how cool that was. Even with the technological, kind of primitive television budget stuff they did. It was, what was the name of Wachang's company?
Projects Unlimited.
Projects Unlimited. Man, the aliens and the creatures and just... part of it was that kind of spare film noir photography and the black and white.
Right.
Helped a lot. But, when I was a kid, there were still black and white series on. That's how old I am. And so it wasn't, that novel. Twilight Zone obviously was black and white. And we were just...
it definitely was in sort of the same vault as like American International monster movies. That was sort of TV's answer to those.
Yeah, but
they were better written.
Yes, yeah. I mean, Matheson wrote some, and Harlan Ellison. I mean, they were really well written. And
Robert Bloch, I think.
Yeah, Robert Bloch, but also well shot by seasoned TV directors. I don't know if they had guest directors like we kind of do now, like Tarantino or Cameron will do an episode.
I don't think they did. It was more workman.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
and I guess the DPs might not have changed as much because it definitely had a style and a lighting style that very chiaroscuro film noir. Right. But man, I can't think of anything that even comes close in any series. And maybe it's just because it came out of film noir and 50s filmmaking, and that style was still accepted. And now, if you tried to do it, it might look dated. I mean, it might look dated. I don't know. Obviously, it was black and white, but
I mean, it also has the sort of the pedigree of the live television projects like the Playhouse 90 and things like that, because it seems quick. It seems like it was done rapidly.
Mm-hmm. The creatures, though, as a kid, man, I mean, the one with Robert Culp, I forget the title of it, where they basically turn him into an alien from Venus, I think. They captured some monkey type creature from Venus,
right?
And they are injecting him and doing surgeries on him to create. It's basically, the name of it just drifted through my brain. It's about creating a fake, it's a false flag kind of thing, where they wanted to create the Archons of Fear. That was it. I believe it was Archons of Fear. And
Architects of Fear.
That's it, Architects of Fear. Yeah, the Archons was the Star Trek.
Was Star Trek, yes.
And the comment as a kid, as a 10-year-old, 8-year-old kid, just watching that, going, well, "What a crazy idea to make a guy look like." And he was an astronaut who I guess volunteered or got volunteered. But I mean, it's an amazing episode, and it holds up. And the alien's just a weird design, and the whole thing was to get. Again, I don't remember if it was nefarious or more like, let's bring world peace by saying we're being, that we've been attacked or invaded by aliens. But that one stands out. They did a bunch of the Bolero shield, about an alien who's like from a negative universe, and you could protect yourself.
The Bolero shield was what you would put on the record player to seduce Bo Derek.
That was the Bolero shield. This is the Bel Air shield.
Oh. You put it on the Bellerophon.
There you go. Isn't that a Fellini film, The Bellerophon?
Yeah.
But if any of you are under the age of 50 and have never seen Outer Limits, I believe you can find it somewhere. Probably, I know you can get the DVD.
And judging by your audience, you're not.
Which I do. Well,
Hey.
all us oldsters can dig our crazy vibe with that show, but man, if you are under 40 and you've never heard of it, or you've heard of it and never seen it, it's definitely. I would say half of them are worthy of like watching and remembering. There's some that are just
Absolutely.
They're bottle shows. They've spent all their money on the big alien one for the Robert Culp, so they did a couple, which was like it's a hand that has a memory, or just something very small, but they were great.
I mean, those are two of the episodes that Harlan Ellison did were, let's just say, borrowed by James Cameron for the original Terminator.
Yeah.
And there was a lawsuit that happened, and on subsequent releases of the Terminator, there is a line that says, acknowledgement to the works of Harlan Ellison.
Really?
And obviously some money exchanged hands. But unfortunately, Cameron did an interview around the time of the original release, and he said, "Oh yeah, I saw those episodes of The Outer Limits, and I thought, gee, that's a great idea."
Wow. Well, it's funny, in a similar vein, a similar kind of story. J.K. Rowling was being interviewed after the third or fourth Harry Potter book, and the movie was being made, or maybe the movie come out was a hit, and she was asked, "Where'd you come up with the name Harry Potter?" She goes, "Oh, I saw this lovely film with little trolls in it. I think it was literally like Troll, and the main character's name was Harry Potter, and I thought it was such a great name." So John Beekler, who I guess wrote it, or I don't know, I just know he got his huge law settlement. Suddenly,
wow, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, it's a couple of the guys who worked with John said he got this undisclosed settlement because part of the deal was he would never admit what he got. This was
right.
Only a few years before he passed, sadly. But
yeah,
what I was told was he took the money and he was going to make Troll 3 or something. He was going to, and people were like, no, just retire, dude. Now maybe that's been embellished.
Yeah, he passed away 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. Not too long ago.
Maybe I don't remember. It all after COVID screwed everything up.
Yeah,
I was just at a book signing today for actually a fun book. I should hold up a copy of it. It's called Making Monsters, and it's a really nice. It's by Howard Berger and Julius Marshall, and Howard runs the company K&B. And little shout out to those guys in the book. They've done 2 books. The first one was Monster Makers, I think is what it's called, and it's more about specific people like Rick Baker and Stan Winston and Rob Berman, or the Berman family, and Johnny Chambers. And this is kind of the oeuvre of monster kids making monster movies and TV shows. And so they did a book signing the last couple of days, and and it kind of runs again. Dana Gould, our friend and our guest a few episodes ago, was there, having created versus Evil.
Yeah, in Dana's the Dana Gould Hour podcast this month, Howard Berger is a guest, and so am I.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what you said. You were a guest this month. And so Dana Gould there, Michael Giacchino's there, as a guy who did Werewolf by Night, and obviously scored more sci-fi, superhero movies. I think he done any horror specifically. I think Werewolf probably is the most horror film. Everything else is done as either Pixar films or Marvel movies. Yes. But yes, always. But it's a great book, and and I'm in there way more than I thought. I literally thought there'd be like a paragraph and a couple pictures, and then there's like 5 to 7 pictures, and I'm scattered through. I get a double-page spread, which really kind of shocked me.
Jesus, that's
I know. Yes, but don't worry. The spine and the staples.
Is there a trigger warning on the cover?
They're hiding my monster.
Well, I certainly hope so.
It's me working on the Targ. I was told it's all retconned as the Targ, but the Klingon dog from Star Trek.
It's not a Targ, but yeah.
Or a warg. What do they call it? They said it was a Targ. I've been told the Klingon.
Yeah, it's not a Targ though, because the Targ is like a pig with a horn on it that was in Next Generation.
Okay. Well, maybe it's whatever. That's what I was.
Yeah, no. Look, it's named.
It was retcon. It was the Klingon dog, we call it, or
Klingon dog,
or we called it Fifi.
A clog.
Yeah, exactly, a clog. But yeah, so that's fun. There's a picture of me with Man Thing from Werewolf, and there's a couple others. But
Nice.
a great book. So if you're around the holidays and you're looking for your creature lover in your life or the creature you love, be their ad campaign for the creature lover or the creatures you love. Get them making monsters available at fine booksellers near you.
It would have been voiced over by Vincent Price had he
Yes,
been alive.
Vincent. Yes, if only Dana Gould did a good Vincent Price. Oh, yes. What Dana nails is that kind of when he would drip down into this. Uh, but yeah, it's a fun book. And actually, also today, I was at an expo or convention, if you will, I must say, called Lightbox, which is it's kind of
Yes,
really become the concept
it's
art.
the Adobe convention,
It's not Adobe, no.
but it is.
Adobe Max starts Tuesday. Lightbox is not Adobe. It's run by a guy named Bobby Chu out of Canada.
Huh?
It's the animation concept art con, and it really is focused on animation concept design. There's some sculptors there, but concept
Yeah,
art.
bunch of my friends that I've worked with over the years have been doing panels at it, and
Yeah, I've
it's
done a
always
panel at it.
it's a big to do.
It's a big to do, and it sort of followed after. Thankfully, they don't do them the same time every year. It was either the same weekend or the weekend before or after CTN, which is the Cartoon Talent or the Creative Talent Network convention or expo, which again really focuses on animation and concept artists. And that was great today. And I met, I didn't meet, but I saw a friend of mine, Dina or Deanna. I never actually don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's uh, part of this action group uh, putting a bill before California's Senate, I guess, to really crack down on the use of AI in concept art.
Yes,
Well, and they're trying to get a big song. I'm going to
it's
promote.
Deanna Eaglesred.
Yeah, yes, Deanna Eaglesred. I was reading it like Dina, but I guess yeah, it's Deanna. Anyway, her husband's a good friend of mine, and I didn't know
Yeah,
they were actually a couple. I knew them separately. I mean, not that they were separate, but I did
yeah.
not know
Her husband is a concept artist.
Benson. Yeah, and I know Benson and his
Absolutely.
brother Hanson since I was in diapers at ILM. Um,
Nice.
I ran into them, and she was telling me about this bill to try, as much as you can. I don't know, but she's saying, we're trying to get I guess in December they're going to, descend upon this hearing, this California Senate hearing at, it's going to be at Stanford University. And she goes, we want hundreds of artists and directors and film people there. Don't
I,
shake your head, you cynic.
Look, I'm all for the effort. I just don't see what good it's going to do because it's the horse is already out of the barn.
Yes, I know, but at least it shows that they're. Look, if you don't do anything, you
At
can't.
least it shows protest.
Exactly. It's all well. So yeah, so that was good, and I'm gonna on my own the social media stuff try and at least promote and get people to sign the petition.
You're mumbling. You're
Oh, I'm
mumbling.
gonna try and get people to sign the petition. I don't, and post about. I don't know anyone who's like, I won't sign that. I love AI. I want to take my job.
I'm all for AI.
I think AI is a great tool. I think the rule should be if an artist wants to use it, like they use,
Yeah.
oil painters didn't strike when Adobe made it, or painter could make you
Adobe.
like Adobe. So, and speaking of that, like I said, Adobe Max starts on Tuesday here in LA.
I got them. I literally got them confused because I thought that was part of the Adobe.
Adobe's a sponsor of it. Their sponsorship has grown less because now they do Adobe Max.
That
But
makes sense.
Wacom is a sponsor. Procreate is a big sponsor. They're the last big booth there.
Right.
I mean, but Lightbox or Maxon is there with ZBrush,
Right.
and Wacom's there, and Copic, and anything that artists animators use. Is Adobe has a decent sized booth. What's sad or funny? Nickelodeon has a booth and no one was at it. So because you obviously signed up for these booths a year ago,
Yeah.
and there was a chair and a desk and a bunch of lounge furniture, and no one was manning it. I'm like, well, that seems
That
pretty.
kind of tells a story.
Well, I guess I just saw the guy who ran, or is still, the show's not finished. My buddy Dave Skelly on Max and the Midnight's show I worked on for 3 years. He's finishing up, and I think he's done this in February of 2026. And he started, I think, the summer of 2020 or 2021.
Wow.
It's been on for 4 or 5 years, at least 5 years, because I was on for 3.5. And they only ran the first 10 episodes. We've done 40. And I guess everything's just up in the air until they decide. And I know he was saying there have been huge layoffs. I mean, there were huge layoffs last fall, and it's just continuing with more and more layoffs as Skydance. And now they're aiming towards Warner Brothers. So I have people in animation over there like, great.
Yeah, awesome.
So, yeah, that's what the industry needs. More consolidation. 5 companies is too many. That's too much choice. We need 3 companies. Disney, everyone else, and Sony. So we have, 4. So they can't claim monopoly because Sony exists.
Yeah. What kind of drink you got there? Is that from Carl's Jr.?
Pure water. No, I just keep the cups because they're nice and big.
Oh, it just it had the shape of a star on the side.
It is. It's Carl's Jr. or Del Taco.
No, it's Del Taco. You know what that means in Spanish? It means of the taco.
Yes. Dirty. Of the taco. From the taco. I grew up with Taco Bell, and I'm a Del Taco fan. I think they're much better than Taco Bell. And fight me. Anybody, fight me.
No one wants to fight you over something as silly as that statement.
I'm just going to go online and say Del Taco is the best fast food Mexican. I will get so many fights. I didn't realize.
Have a picture of you sitting at a folding table and say, "Change my mind."
Change my mind. And it's a local franchise. It was started in California. I think
so was Taco Bell.
Yeah, but Taco Bell's garbage, and Del Taco started in Barstow, Barstow, Bakersfield. No, I think it's Barstow. It's on the way to Vegas, so it's Barstow.
Yeah, Barstow,
which is
on the way to Vegas.
Had to be a Pony Express stop because you're there and you're like, why does this exist? Ding, 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 ding,
hey, have you seen the Del Taco?
Sound like the narration from the Mule Train Through Nature's Wonderland.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that as a kid.
Howdy, partners.
Yeah. Or Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland. That was it. Yeah, and it had that ding, 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 ding. Yeah, and had Gabby Hayes fellow on the train speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember as a kid that was kind of almost like, it wasn't as slow as the Storybook Land ride, but it wasn't a roller coaster.
It was the hey, your folks need a little rest.
Yeah, and it's kind of mellow, and there's beautiful fake nature. So even as a kid, I'm like, well, we're only about an hour from the actual desert.
Right.
And I love that they had fake, stuffed coyotes and porcupines and all that. It's just, I guess it's sanitized for your protection. But
did you go through the primeval world on that too?
No.
Or is that that's on the regular train?
That's on the Disneyland, yeah, the circumnavigating train.
Disneyland Limited.
Right. All aboard. That dinosaur, which I guess I learned was from the World's Fair, 62 World's Fair.
Right.
From oil company, wasn't it like Chevron or some oil company? Sponsored it, and then are there any sponsorships left at Disney? I'm trying to Dole. I know is at
Dole still is, I think,
but it used to be Monsanto and some car company when I was a kid was like Autopia. I think was sponsored by Ford or something.
Well, wasn't the plastic house DuPont?
DuPont, yes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they do that anymore. They don't need the money.
No, because Disney has bought all these companies since.
Well, I think DuPont could still buy Disney, but they just don't care.
They don't want to.
Yeah, well, they want to make money, not garbage.
Now it's garbage.
Now it's garbage. Oscar. What else? Well, it's almost.
Oh yeah, we need to announce that we are doing a
kissing contest.
We're a countrywide tour of The Odd Couple.
Guess who I play?
Well, that's the great thing. Every day we switch roles.
Yeah. It's like was it Elephant Man? No. There was some play where it was like literally like, you either play John Merrick or the doctor.
The doctor.
Yeah, the Anthony Hopkins character. But isn't there another one that's like Frankenstein? Yeah, I think it was Frankenstein where you either played the monster, like
or the doctor.
Or the doctor, yeah.
You either play Frankenstein or Frankenstein.
Yeah. Frankenstein's monster. Adam was his actual name in the book. Which is just coming out, Guillermo del Toro's, which I have not seen. Spoiler alert. I've seen tons of images of the monster.
I haven't seen anything, and I don't want to see anything until I see the movie.
I'm. A friend wrote a nice piece saying the Jack Pierce Karloff monster is so embedded in our heads that anything that deviates from that, you're like, it's cool. It's not Frankenstein. And this one deviates a lot. I actually said it's really, well, excuse my French, but it's not Frankenstein. It's Fuckboystein. He's a very attractive actor, and it's sort of like you crossed and very corpse-like. So again, it very much follows the book. He's, a human, not like a flat-topped, kind of deformed. He's just looks like a unfinished kind of corpsicle. But kind of in a good-looking, like the engineers from Prometheus.
Which is interesting because Frankenstein is the modern Prometheus in the original title.
Exactly. Modern Prometheus Unbound.
No.
It was not a book. So anyway, I'm sure. I mean, it's an amazing cast, and the reviewer was saying, it's gorgeous. It's obviously Del Toro, top of his game. But again, it's sort of like, what's the other movie that just came out where you're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, well, Werewolf by Night. A lot of people have, monster makers love the movie, but they said the werewolf doesn't really look like a werewolf. And in defense, he's a wolf man. It's not called Wolfman by Night, but I said the design and the way I got around it was like, he's a wolf man. He's not a werewolf.
Wolfman.
Wolfman. So he's got to be more of a man. But yeah, it's funny because, Monster Man, so many of these Monster Maker friends are like, oh, it was cool. And Man Thing was great. But yeah, they're like, they don't want to be insulting. I'm like, yeah, I didn't design him. But I know Michael really wanted him to be, he wanted Gael's acting to come through. So it made sense in that respect. Well,
there's no pleasing everybody.
There definitely is not. And trust me, the years I worked the streets, I learned that. As a juggler, Darren is a juggler.
Well, there was ball handling.
Hey, remember, folks, this show is not for children under the age of 18.
Oh, dear.
Dear. So Halloween's coming up. You got any crazy?
Halloween's coming up. If with any luck, this will be released tomorrow morning.
Oh, wow. So talk faster.
No.
Are you any costume you've been working on or contemplating?
I was working on one
on your slab,
but I've lost the hat. I placed the hat somewhere and I can't find it.
What?
I'm not going to say what. I'm not going to say.
Oh, it gives away the costume.
But
the hat gives away the costume. You're saying?
Kind of. Okay. Yeah. No, it's not Indiana Jones.
Well, you could say a fedora, and that wouldn't immediately be Indiana Jones.
It kind of would.
No, not in my case. I mean, if you said
you're not going out as Sam Spade.
Well, I could go out as Sam. I could go as a dog costume as Sam Spade with a Y.
Spade, yes.
Spade.
Have your detective spayed or neutered.
Sam neutered.
That's actually not too bad.
Yeah, well, to think
yes.
When I was in my early 20s and 47 years ago, Halloween. Well, ever since I was like 8, Halloween was a huge thing. Like months in advance, what I was going to be, and I'd go, pick out stuff or make. The joy was really making your costume. And then when I was doing creature stuff and working at Chris Whaley's shop in ILM, you would bring as long as you weren't slowing down work, you could work on your costume or your prosthetics or whatever you're doing at work after hours. And that was a big thing all the way up to about like my mid 30s. And then I just kind of And then, V. Neil, who's a huge makeup artist, known a lot for Beetlejuice, and Rick Baker would have parties. V's parties in the 80s were infamous, not for being bawdy or anything, for just everyone going all out. I mean, Rick Baker came one year in this biker whole thing. I mean, just the wardrobe and like a gnarled biker thing. And I remember I was standing.
He was Rick Biker.
No, he wasn't from Australia. Oh, look, it's Rick Biker.
Look, it's Rick Biker.
Rick Biker. Crikey, it's Rick Biker. And he didn't recognize this was gnarled biker, which you could tell was a makeup. It was so over the top. He's like, "Oh, get away!" I was like, "Oh, sorry." I knew it was somebody. I had no idea.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry, Mr. Biker Man.
Mr. Person I don't know.
Steve Wang, I met him at Screaming Mad George. I think 2 years had a costume contest Halloween party where, again, guys were working 6, 7, 9 months, with prosthetics and fangs and contact lenses. And that was always fun. It was a big, big thing. And I just kind of lost. I don't know if it's because I'd, been there, done that, or just, you just kind of grow out of it. And I don't mean to be that I'm anywhere more mature than I was then. I think I'm over it. It's like, I don't want to,
there is a point where you sort of realize, what is the return on investment? Because you realize that, okay, well, this is really supposed to be for kids, right? And kids have fun. Yeah. And look, I don't have anything against adults doing this,
right,
but there is a point where, okay, let's just,
especially sexy nurse outfits. I'm all for that.
You make an amazing sexy nurse, I have to say.
I do, yeah. Well, it's really more of a nurse practitioner. I mean,
sexy male nurse.
Yeah, I wear white booty shorts and a tight tank top, and I have a huge stethoscope.
Scrubs.
Sexy proctologist.
Oh my. So what are you dressing up
this year? I'm going to put a captain's hat in a pipe and just be like, there you go. I mean, I used to go all out, and I remember talking to somebody. I was at a party on Friday night with some creature man people. There was a couple people. There was a guy, this fellow I know named Damien. He did a almost screen accurate version of Claude Rains as the Invisible Man. The bandages, and he had the right.
It's all for you, Damien.
But he had the robe with a kind of quilted collar, and his glasses were. He looked great. I didn't know who the hell it was. He comes up to me, he's Kirk. I'm like, hey, I obviously.
Ever seen a shirt make a phone call?
Ed Begley?
Ed Begley Jr.
Yes.
With the son of the Invisible Man.
Yes. Oh my God, that was funny. Committed to that.
For those of you who haven't seen it, the gag is he's not really invisible.
No, he's just naked.
He just thinks he is, and people are placating him.
Yeah, he's moving things around with his hand, going, whoa, am I over here? Yeah,
it's freaking hilarious.
Speaking of Ed Begley Jr., I was watching, 5 or 6 years ago, the Computer Wore Tennis Shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And he is one of the kids. He's been an actor since he was in high school.
Oh, yeah.
He played one of the math team or whatever.
Nepo baby.
Yeah, well, his dad. But yeah, I was like, holy crap, that's Ed Begley Jr. He was probably like 22 playing a 16-year-old, but
right.
He's a nice guy. I met him at an environmental car thing years ago because he'd been driving an electric car.
Oh yeah,
since they ran on AA batteries.
I think we talked about this before, but there's a section in the documentary that has Marlon Brando's tapes, interviews that they made of him, and I think they interview Ed Begley, and it seems that Marlon Brando used to call up Ed Begley all the time and just chat.
Ed Senior or Junior?
Junior.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. I found it interesting, too, because one time, apparently, and this is a story that Ed Begley Jr. says, Brando called him and he says, hey, Bagel, this is Bran Flakes. He had like breakfast nicknames for all the people that he talked to. And he says, listen, I have a question. I know you're into all those electric cars and things. How much current does an electric eel generate? and and Ed Begley says, I don't think I've ever heard of it measured. I'm maybe a couple volts. I don't know.
It would be
Yeah,
DC.
because I've been thinking about filling up my swimming pool with electric eels and tapping it to power my house.
He had to be joking. He must be
I
joking.
don't think he was. I don't think he was because he
This is in
he
his
seemed
dotage.
extremely serious.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I love that.
I love that.
love
I
that.
know I just watched a documentary or a YouTube thing where a guy touched an electric eel in the Amazon or wherever they are in South America, and it like knocked him out. Like they are not. It's not a mild shock.
When
To
they met, it was electric.
boogie woogie woogie. Yes, the electric eel. It's an interesting. If you read the biology of how they generate the charge, it's pretty interesting that a biological entity can generate that much voltage and live in the water, not kill itself, let alone its prey. Bad Bagley,
No,
electric
it's not
eel.
the voltage; it's the amperage
I know.
that gets you.
Well, what did I say? Yeah, volts. I'm current. I should
No,
say.
you're.
Yeah.
We're talking about current events. Thank you.
The electric eel news. Just in, and it's shocking. Oh God, and this is how bad comedy is created. Where's Dana Gould? The
He's
thing is,
safe at
comedy
home.
writers will laugh at bad comedy. They just won't put their name on it. You
Oh,
can make
sometimes they
terrible
do.
jokes. Well, yeah, you can make terrible jokes in the writers' room and at least get points for making a bad joke, but no one will go, "Oh, we can't put that in there." I'm like, "Why not? We all laughed."
My entire purpose when I'm hanging around Dana is to try and make him laugh because it's fun.
Yeah, he's not a hard laugh. I mean, just hanging with him, just being
No, that's what's great about it. He's not a hard laugh at all. He's an easy room, as they say.
a lot. Yeah, it's funny. Yes, it's funny having worked in a couple. I mean, not I mean, he was in The Simpsons, which that's got to be a tough room. There's literally
Oh,
physicists.
sure.
Yeah, and that's I've experienced that, not The Simpsons room, but those kind of guys who are like Harvard lawyers. And like, yeah, that would work. And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dana's
and
on the performing side of it, kind of from
right.
stand-up, which is more my vibe I bring to it than the intellectual Harvard, Yale graduates who are like,
Yeah.
that would,
Yeah, funny.
yeah, exactly. No, it's funny. Oh, that would work. That's funny. Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, I got him to nod. Yes, always.
So this Friday is Halloween.
Yeah.
And as usual, I'm going to my friend's house in Reseda, and we are going to sit on the front porch and distribute Halloween candy
throw
to
rocks at children.
wayward children.
Is he in a neighborhood that's just swamped with kids?
Yeah, it's great.
A dear friend of mine just sold her place. She lived in Toluca Lake in that hellhole of like, literally they bus in kids from around the city, and I would say thousands. Like it's mobbed with children and families and literally school buses and vans of people coming in. And there's like a 6-block area which you can't even drive through because the streets are just
the Power Rangers alone.
And that's where Rick Baker lives. So his house is always, he's been teasing it on his Instagram. If you are a fan of his work, go to his Instagram or find his Instagram. And he's been teasing the last, I think all this week, he's showing little clips. Yesterday or Friday night was his wife Sylvia all dolled up and looking like Tomb of Lygia, kind of corpsey. So yeah, my neighborhood when I first moved here so many decades ago, it had a lot of kids, and then it kind of dried up to like 5 kids, and I stopped. I just closed my gates and sit on the porch with my shotgun and yell, "Get out of here and kill you!" No, I just turn off all the lights and
stay off my lawn.
There's not a lot of kids at all, really. Also, my neighborhood has really deep setbacks. I think it freaks everyone out now.
Right. Yeah, and all the murders that happened there.
Well, and the rotating knives.
Oh, rotating knives, yes. Was that
Why,
not part of your
why is there
plan?
a Patreon for Beta 5 Productions? What is that?
Because it's mine, and I'm
You,
trying to bring
you're
in
you're admitted a beta. You're admitting you're a beta.
what?
It's a guy thing, a beta instead of an alpha.
I know about it. I know about it. No, it's Beta 5 was the name of Gary Seven's computer.
Oh no, I know, but I'm just
Oh,
speaking.
you know, yes.
Incel nerd.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the girls love that kind of humor.
the right ones do. You just haven't met the right ones.
Let the right ones in. Oh no, I date the left ones. I don't want to date someone
Who
who
left them?
does pretty much anyone with sanity. But enough about my love
Speaking
life.
of sanity,
There's no sanity clause. Yeah, I
yes.
know. I've literally gone full Santa. I only one other time in my life did I get, but the sides were bigger. So this has that Santa drape.
Right,
It's what's weird is under the neck beard part is very
right.
cotton. It's like cotton candy.
It's cottony soft. Yeah.
It is. My cats just love to put their little paws in it. I think they're just cleaning the cat litter out of them. It's probably not
Yeah.
safe. Shouldn't be eating with this on my
Well,
face.
for the full Santa outfit, you got to get a pair of sweatpants that have embroidered on it. Place those sweet buns here.
Jesus. Oh my God. Even I balk at that concept.
I don't
Yeah,
think you do. You
people are like, you should
laugh.
be Santa. I'm like, I would not tolerate stinky little children sitting on my lap for more, unless they're giving me like
I'm
100.
not saying children. I
Oh,
didn't say anything about children.
well, yes, I would do corporatry. I met a guy, very similar beard to mine. Actually, he says around, well, I think, yeah, mid October, he bleaches it white, or I guess, yeah, it's some kind of bleaches it white, does his eyebrows, and makes his nut.
I beg your pardon?
Careful. He makes most of the money he needs for the year between, I guess, November 1st and like January 10th as a Santa Claus. I'm like, how do you make? And he said it was like 80 grand a year. I'm like, Jesus, how do you make it? And he said it's corporate events. He
Right.
does literally like the Microsoft Christmas party, the IBM Christmas party, where yeah, he's with, I guess, I don't know if it's family event. I don't know, but it's a full time job. And then I've met a couple other guys. When you get a beard like this, the Santas come out of the woodwork. Some guy
Right.
handed me a card.
Which is why I trim mine at this time of the year, because I don't want to do that.
You've got the Burl Lives going. Silver and gold, silver and gold. Because you've got
Burl Ives was a coxman.
you got he's got more tail than a rat.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
The legend of the blue-tailed fly.
That's right. Jimmy Crack Corn and I don't. That's a
or an 11er.
Jimmy Crack Corn is a slavery tune.
Yes, I know.
About an escaped slave who was
Yes.
charged with murdering his master.
His massa.
And he blames it on a fly.
The legend of the blue-tail fly. But I don't really get. I don't know the lyrics well enough to know how he was trying to hit the fly with the axe and he actually cut his master's hand.
No, the master died while on the back of a horse.
Oh,
and it was the slave's job to keep the horse calm, and he didn't. In fact, he hit the horse, and so the horse threw the master, and then the slave blamed it on a blue-tailed fly bothering the horse.
The legend of the blue-tailed fly. Well, I know cracking corn was a job that slaves were given.
Yeah.
Not given, were forced to do. Here's a job for you.
Yeah. Here, I have something.
I did not know I'd never known the lyrics except the hook and the.
I studied the lyrics after hearing, what's his name? Frick.
Jenga.
Bugs Bunny.
Oh, Bugs Bunny. Oh, I couldn't find. I just didn't know where you'd even find lyrics back in the day. My dad had a whole songbook of Americana, but Jimmy Crack Corn not in there. And my dad played piano, so we had. Like literally, there's a book called like America, Songs of America or something, and it was kind of things. Tarara Boom Die was in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is just weird.
Of course, the childhood school lyrics for that is "Tarara boom die, I'll take your pants away, and while you're standing there, I'll take your underwear."
Nice. I did not. We never got that one. That's an East Coast one.
I guess so.
We did not. Let's see. I'm sure there's a book of childhood, like
Song adaptations.
yes, Jingle Bells, Batman Smells. It would have to be the
Right,
title of
right.
the book.
That's a good one.
That is the classic.
Comet, it makes your teeth turn green.
Comet, it's like gasoline.
Gasoline.
Comet,
Comet, it makes you vomit.
so
So get some Comet and vomit today.
dun, 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 dun. Yep, that one on top of spaghetti.
Right, right.
That one was a camp one too. A lot of these were camp songs that you would just modify the words.
Sure.
Yeah.
I never went to camp. I feel left out because I never went to summer camp.
It depends on how old you are. I went like 12 to 14, maybe 15, so that's like 3 or 4 years. And I loved it and hated it because I got horrible crushes on girls and just twist myself into knots trying to talk to them, be funny, and then I'd get all sullen and quiet. And I enjoyed camp. I loved doing, archery and hiking, and I loved swimming in lakes and doing all that stuff, crafts. But I just would end up like bird dogging some girl around. Were you doing crafts today? And then like sit in the same room making lanyards, just mouth breathing. Oh, it was just a mess. But I did like going. I made some friends. In fact, a guy I knew I hadn't literally seen since like the mid 78, 79, camp in Colorado, fancy camp I went to for 2 summers.
Fancy camp.
Fancy camp in Buena Vista, Colorado. Found me on Facebook and he was like, "Hey man," I was like, "Oh my God." And I wouldn't have recognized him because it had literally been like 45 years. But it was fun. I had a good time. Again, I don't blame my extreme awkwardness around women on camp, but it was the same at school. That's why it was great. I think my parents knew it because they sent me to an all boys high school where I could focus on the stuff.
We could focus on the boys.
Yes, exactly. No, I'm making films and all the hobbies that got me into ILM, as opposed to gooning over girls. I guess you can't say gooning anymore. It means something different. Just like mooning.
Look, back to summer camp for a second. Larry David tells the story about this kid that he met at summer camp when he was 11 or 12, and they were brutal enemies. They would fight and hate each other. And then when he was casting for Curb Your Enthusiasm, Richard Lewis comes in, and they begin talking about when they were growing up, and they realize that was the kid that he fought with in summer camp. Yeah. So they knew each other and were brutal enemies at age 11.
Wow. And then Richard Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone that I knew at camp that I'm aware of grew up to be anyone of note in my world. I mean, maybe they're famous lawyers or something, but I didn't know. I'm trying to think of anyone in high school even. Anyone I was in. I mean, I went to high school with some well-known or scions of well-known Hollywood people, directors, producers, or actors. And then they semi-followed in their father's footsteps or not, but they didn't become anywhere near as famous. I mean, Brian Henson, I didn't go to school at kind of that level. Well, you know their dad, and you're like, oh, you had a kid. And Brian's done really well.
Well, the scions have a plan, and there are many models. That's a little Galactica joke.
Little deep cut.
It's not that deep.
What are Galactica fans called? Who fans are Whovians and Trek fans are Trekkies? What are Galactic fans called? Galactica fans. Galactica.
I don't know.
Battle stars. No, Marianne Butler. She would know. Quick.
She would know.
To the map phone.
To the map phone.
The map phone. Boo, 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 boo. I'm sorry.
Her ears must be itching for us talking about her.
Yes, I saw her on Friday night. She got to meet Joe Rohde, who's a famous Imagineer designer at Walt Disney Imagineering, who I've known since 1990 when I worked there, and we're
Right.
friendly. I see him every once in a while. We pal around a little bit and chat. So she was like starry eyed to see him at this party, and I'm like, oh, because they're kind of there's these three friends of mine, three gals, and one's from visiting from Australia, and another one lives here. Well, the other one's Mab. So they're like, oh my god, they're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, isn't there's Joe's here? I'm like, Joe, who? Joe Rohde, the Imagineer. I'm like, oh yeah, Joe, I know Joe. They're like, you do? I said, you want to meet him? So I go over. I think they're with me. So I go over to say, hey man, how's it going? He's like, oh, Kirk. We talk, and then I think they're behind me. And I go, hey, and they're literally
they're huddling in the corner.
yes, it's literally like in a movie where they're
Oh my god.
20 feet away, kind of like looking at us. I'm like, come here. And then they talked to him for an hour. I mean, I got bored. I walked away. I mean, Joe is great. Lovely human, incredibly smart. And he immediately kicks into, Mab's boyfriend, Jared, was talking about, he does this amazing event with Mab, Wasteland Weekend.
Yeah.
And also Neotropolis. And shout out to them, and those are great things if you guys like immersive living in either a dystopian post-apocalyptic world or a semi-dystopian world. But anyway, they got into this very intense, it's not an argument, just discussion, and Joe immediately snaps into professor mode. Yes, right. And they were talking about environmental immersive experiences. And when I left, it was about linear versus connected. In other words, are you trying to tell a story like a movie? And Joe was, basically a director in a film or any kind of linear thing, even a video game, is controlling the narrative. You're pushing someone towards a desired goal, whether it's a mini thing or the next level. Whether they do it or not, but if they don't, they get bored pretty fast. Unless you have, I guess we call it a mini game where you're just shooting squirrels or something. Right. And so it got this and Jared was loving it, and everyone was loving it. So it became like a lecture. And I came back literally 45, 50 minutes later. I said, "Okay, you guys, you just got to stop. You've got to pay for the next lecture." I wanted to try to save him, but he loves it. And, he's happy to share and talk. But he's an amazing guy.
Creatives need attention just as much as everybody does.
Well, and he has a lot. He knows a lot and has a lot to share. And then he had found the right audience. But they were also like, they thanked me, like, "Oh my god, thank you." Sure. I've had people thank people for introducing me to them, and I'm like, "Oh, you poor summer child." You don't know what manner of, you don't know what pain is.
You have no idea.
What you've gotten yourselves into. Beard looks very
the primal forces that you're playing with.
Yes, exactly. "Oh, my child, what he has done has not blessed you, but has cursed you with the knowledge of the thatch."
And only at the end will you realize your folly.
I'm going to put googly eyes on my beard and make that my costume. Just wear a hat down here.
Well, or turn your camera upside down so that the eyes are at the top of your beard.
The old Mr. What was do that with their... Paul Winchell did it. He would put eyes on his chin.
Yeah.
Put a little body on his head.
Right.
I forgot what it was called, like Mr. Something, and he would talk like this, and it was really very disturbing. Like, hey, I was just Jim. I think Jim Henson did it for something too.
I think he might have too. Yeah.
I mean, I know he did. I don't remember. It might have been for the Muppet Show or something, but it's very unnerving because there's a tongue, but it's upside down, and the mouth moves, but wrong. Yeah.
Well, it's always playing with that uncanny valley of human perception.
Yes, I prefer the canned valley of human perception.
Down in the valley of the jolly green can. What?
That giant sure has great big cans.
My.
Of peas. Of essential green pea.
He's a ho ho ho.
Filled with his green peas, and they're delicious.
Yeah, it's what is it? Natural goodness and green penis.
Green penis. Or their essential green penis.
Oh,
that was the critic.
Maurice LaMarche
Doing on the critic.
On the critic, yes.
Yes. And their central green penis. I think he's back in Zootopia 2, which comes out very soon.
Oh, good.
So hie thee to a theater. I'm told by the people who worked on it, Michael Giacchino, our friend, did the score.
Your friend.
Oh, that's
I don't
right.
know him.
You have to have him on the show. When he's not busy all the time. He scored it, and he said it's great, and everyone who worked on it worked really hard on it, because I guess it was like everything now. I was talking to one of the artists who worked on it, the effects artist, is a good friend, visual effects animator, and I was saying, you know what, I think producers now have just learned, like, if you say how much time do you need to do this project, movie, TV show, whatever, and you say I need $10 million, and they go, well, and I need 2 years. Well, you get 7 million and you get 18 months. And that's it. It's like, do you want to not do it then? And so you go, okay, and then you go over to probably 2 years, but you go over to like 8.5 million, and they're like,
Yeah.
I told you could do it. And you're like, but you're paying overtime. It's so dumb. But I think they just think everyone's lying. We're just, you're a bunch of gold bricks.
Well, because for so many years everyone was lying.
Really? What?
Yeah.
I was too stupid. I was like,
well, that's why you're doing a podcast now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the money in a
You
podcast.
jerk! Shut up.
Yeah, I'm doing your podcast.
This is our podcast.
Oh, you're so kind. Yeah. Well, reading the room at both these events at Lightbox Expo and the Monster thing, it is dark days for the entertainment industry right now, and the fact that Skydance is trying to buy Warner Brothers as well.
Yeah.
And Warner Media, I mean, that's another huge umbrella company like Paramount, Viacom, Paramount was. So, I mean, it'd literally be 3 companies own entertainment. It would be Sony, Skydance, and Disney, and that's pretty much it. I don't know who would be left. Sony, MGM, that Columbia, all that. That's one.
Yeah.
Skydance would be Viacom, Paramount, Universal, I guess, would be.
Right. Universal would be on its own.
That would be the 4th. And that's it.
But Universal and NBC are one. So.
You're right. Well, then Universal has an umbrella. Yeah. NBC, Universal.
There's a lot of umbrellas.
There'd be 4 companies instead of 6, I guess. And Sony's so small compared to the other ones. Sony, MGM.
Well, now that they got rid of James Bond, they got nothing.
Did they? They sold it, or they just didn't up the Broccoli's took their...
They lost it. The Broccoli's took their ball away and sold it to Netflix.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Have they announced the new Bond? I thought when they announced playing around with Idris Elba as James Bond, I thought he would be a great James Bond. What do you mean, no?
They haven't announced anything.
Oh, no, they haven't announced it. Yeah, I think he would be a great James Bond, but I don't think they've announced anything. Any good holiday movies coming out besides Zootopia 2 you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of. Look, you know what? It's weird. I'm completely disconnected with the releases in movies these days. Yeah. And I haven't been to the movies in at least 6 months.
Oh, yeah. I go for a big tentpole thing like,
that's what I heard. What?
A big Marvel movie or something. I just don't go to these smaller films anymore, because 3 months later they're on Netflix or HBO, and I pay for that. So.
Yeah. Well, they've devalued their product, and it's their fault.
Right. Well, and that's why we're all scrambling for work, because we can't make a living working on things. We're like, well, we're going to make a movie, but there's no money in this.
When we have Giacchino on, I want to ask him how he enjoyed conducting my brother in the trombone section at in New York at the Carnegie Hall concert.
Oh, I remember him saying there was a bone player there who was really annoying.
He was really terrible, yeah.
Yeah, pasty white guy.
No, he's not a pasty white guy. He's not like me.
No, I meant Michael.
What?
I kid. I make a job.
But I actually asked my brother Dave, who's a very successful musician.
You did a little video of him on Facebook.
That's correct. I asked him if he wanted to be on the Weirded Beardos. He said he would consider it. Wow. So I think he would be fun to talk to, and you could get some dirt about me.
Oh, there you go. That's what we all want. Darren Dirt. Dirty Doctorman, we'll call you. Dirty Doctorman. That sounds like a weird sex act, like a Filthy Sanchez.
Right.
How bad was it? Oh boy, she let me do a dirty doctor minute.
Well, maybe Dave could talk about the rusty trombone. Bum.
Hey ho!
Hey,
I want to tell you, it's not easy. What I'm saying.
did
Speaking
you
of,
know that Rodney Dangerfield was a name in the Jack Benny show?
no, I knew it was not his name. His real name was Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Jack Carter. No, it was
Yeah,
Jack
something
Hammond.
like that.
Jack
It was,
Hammond or something. Yeah, very. But I didn't
but
know
uh,
that was a
but
character in.
Rodney Dangerfield was a character name from the Jack Benny radio show, I believe.
Oh, was it played by Mel Blanc? Like every
No,
character.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your name? Sigh.
Sign. Yeah. Are you? What do you speak only Spanish? See.
See.
That wasn't a payoff. He said some long word. It was like, "Sigh, see, what's your wife's name, Sue?" Such a dumb,
Right.
but it was funny.
But it's so freaking funny.
It's funny because it's simple.
Yeah.
I was.
Keep
Did you watch
it
any of
simple.
the contemporary comics of the day now? Like the guys on YouTube, like Matt Rife and.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I like Matt Rife a lot. I think
He's the
his
king of
crowd
crime.
work is amazing.
That's all
Yeah.
he does. I mean, I haven't seen
Yeah.
his act. I just see him.
Yeah.
Well, he's a good-looking guy, and the women all goofy for him, so he definitely
Sure.
plays that
He
up.
takes advantage of that, and I
And
think
takes his shirt off, so
he's
they're
great.
all.
Of course, look, I'm a huge fan of Maria Bamford.
Yeah,
She's a little older school, but not by much. But
well,
she's
she's
amazing.
kind of a documentary in herself, and that she has
Yes.
literally
Yeah.
been
She's
into
been
a
through a
variety.
lot of shit, man.
Yeah,
And she talks about it a lot, which I
and
think
her
is
show
great.
even was sort of autobiographical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, her sitcom, if you will, and then her
Yes.
stand-up is autobiographical.
Yeah.
About basically committing herself and all that. I've
Yeah.
met her at a couple parties. She's lovely. She's exactly Maria Bamford. It's not like
Oh,
Gilbert
that's great.
Gottfried where you meet him. He's like, "Hi, how are you?" She's
I love when she does the voice of the radio announcer on smooth jazz or whatever.
oh,
And we're reaching out to Marilee and this wonderful song, Dedication. I can't do it, but she's
right.
hilarious. I love her.
Yeah, kind of like Casey Kasem used to do.
Right.
This goes out from
This
Mark.
is going out to a little dog named Snuggles.
It's
I'm not going to come out of an upbeat tempo and talk about a dead dog.
oh my god, I forgot that. Casey Kasem. Do you remember his wife Jean? Is Jean Kasem still
Sure.
alive? She
Well,
was.
she's in Ghostbusters. She's
Yeah.
in Ghostbusters. She's the
Wait.
tall blonde at Rick Moranis' party.
Oh, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I wasn't aware that she was married to Casey back when that came out.
Yeah.
Is
Of
she
course,
still out?
she and Casey's children had a horrible legal battle over Casey's remains, and it lasted for about a month as Casey slowly rotted.
While he was still alive, or no? As he
No, he was dead.
his final
He was,
wishes, like cremated or buried, that kind of thing.
yeah, it was. It was.
Wow.
I don't remember what the final resolution was, but
A
it couldn't have smelled very good.
buddy of mine was
Yes.
Dudley Moore's business manager,
Yeah.
and Dudley, which a lot of people didn't know because it was not TMZ didn't exist back then. Dudley had locked in thing, like he was basically couldn't move, barely could talk.
Right.
It was like having a stroke without having a stroke, and his inheritors, which was I think like an ex-wife and his maid, or the maid was saying that he had given out to her, and it was just while he's essentially locked. He's Christopher Pike in in the Star Trek episode with barely could communicate, and they're fighting over his remains, and he's not even dead yet.
Yeah.
And my buddy was just like, it was brutal, and they tried to keep it from him, but and they're just, yeah, it's terrible.
By the way, couldn't Christopher Pike have done Morse code?
Absolutely, if he can go beep beep beep, he could have done. Beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep.
I think it was just the Federation keeping him down.
I mean, if the computers can talk, why can't he just,
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. I mean, Stephen Hawking did it with an
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Mac Talk. Oh, what a good time I am having. I love that he went to Epstein Island a couple times. Like, he's on the flight logs of going to Epstein Island. There's pictures of him, the
Well,
bikini sitting on his chair.
Dana has in his stand-up act a whole story about Stephen Hawking. Here's Stephen Hawking, who was confined to a wheelchair, still could cheat on his wife.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Hilarious.
Well,
On that note,
happy Halloween, everybody.
happy Halloween. Hope you get all the treats you deserve and don't have to trick too much. Huge tracks of tricks.
Huge tricks of tracks. Yes, I hope all your candy has no razor blades and your apples do not contain LSD. Unless you're into that sort of thing. Send us pictures of your favorite costumes.
Yeah, don't.
All right. Well, unless there's tasteful nudity, then and you're under the age of 30, but above the age of 18. 21?
Yes, please make that a clear statement.
I did. It wasn't even into my was still going.
Yes.
Oh, thank God we don't have HR.
Happy Halloween, everybty.
Enjoy.
Fun. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
See you in November. See you when Halloween is through. Here we are, waving goodbye on our
next stop, Turkey Day.
That's right. I do a pretty good turkey call. And that's a reason to tune in next time. When you'll hear Kirk say,
as seen in the film Turkey Hollow.
The Weirded Beardos are Kirk Thatcher and Darren Doctorman. Email them at theweirdedbeardos@gmail.com.